Good morning. We welcome all people here, every color of the rainbow from every place on earth. Whatever your past or present is like, we invite you to walk into the future with us. Welcome to Beverly Unitarian Church. My name is Marina Jablonski, and I'm a worship associate. Here, we celebrate a diversity of beliefs, always striving to make space for more. Like other Unitarian Universalist congregations, we affirm 7 principles, which are not a doctrine or dogma, but rather our shared values and moral guide. To learn more about these principles, please visit the website of our denomination, www.uua.org. Our minister is the Reverend David Schwartz. Today we are fortunate to have as our speaker Pam Carlson, Garrick Smothers, and Doug Fellows, as well as voices from our youth. We especially welcome visitors and hope you'll stay for the virtual coffee hour after service on Zoom using the link that will be shared in the chat. To learn more about our congregation, visit our website, www.beverlyunitarian.org. To be added to our church's email list, please send an email to beverlyunitarian@gmail.com. We look forward to the day when we will be able to meet you in person. Let us now join together in spirit and prepare our hearts and minds for worship.
Hi everybody, my name is Mark David Buckles and I'm excited to share one of my favorite hymns with you that you may already know. It's Peace Like a River. And one of the things that I love about this song, this hymn, is that it's not all happy. It acknowledges the many things that we're feeling and that we can have complicated feelings. We can hold pain and joy at the same time, and that's okay, and even that can be worth celebrating, that we feel those things. So I love that we sing about having peace like a river and pain like an arrow and strength like a mountain. And in the end, we return to this idea of peace, that we always have the ability to tune back into that peace like a river in our souls. And when I think of a river, I think of the fact that no matter what, it just keeps going. I hope you'll sing Peace Like a River with me. If you don't know it, I think you'll pick it up really quickly. It goes like this. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Thank you, everyone.
Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We light this candle, the flame of our heritage. May it ignite hope in our lives, in our community, and in the world.
What if you thought of it as the Jews considered the Sabbath?
The most sacred of times.
Cease from travel.
Cease from buying and selling.
Give up just for now on trying to make the world different than it is.
Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life.
Center down.
And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart.
Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful.
You could hardly deny it now.
Know that our lives are in one another's hands.
Surely that has come clear.
Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart.
Reach out your words.
Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch.
Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live.
Friends, will you join with me in saying our covenant together aloud? Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Over the past week, we've experienced joys, sorrows, maybe tentative hope with more vaccinations. Now is the time in our service when we can share them. Feel free to leave something in the chat, a joy, a concern, or anything else, remembering that it's a public forum. If you would like a candle lit for you and you don't want to share your joy or concern, simply type I in the chat. I light this candle for all the joys, sorrows, and everything we need shared and held by beloved community this week.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
After doing a little online research to prepare for what I would say to you this morning, I realized we have something in common with the entire world. We have a shared difficult life event, and as a result, we are all forever changed. That, my friends, may well turn out to be a very good thing. I've had to wonder whether or not I'm a resilient person. Let me ask you, do you think you are? If you want to know what the experts would say about you, go online and take the Everyday Health Assessment, developed by Mayo Clinic's Dr. Amit Sood. He finds that 83% who respond think they are resilient, but only 57% scored that they truly are. What is resilient anyway? Dr. Sood says, resiliency is the ability to withstand adversity and bounce back after difficult life events. So it seems that to be resilient, one must figure out how to bounce back, but I find it's more about moving forward. Bouncing back reminds me of the Make America Great Again slogan. When exactly was it so great, and for whom? And do I really want to be that person I was in early 2020? Has this entire pandemic experience been nothing more than something to endure so I could return to Pam's life being great again? Life before COVID is an idealized place that no longer exists. There are more definitions of resiliency, better definitions, I think because they are more informed and hopeful. Here's one. Resiliency is the ability to withstand adversity and grow despite downturns and difficult life events. Better, right? I also found one definition that mentions the capacity to recover. But no matter the definition, I know that resiliency is a wonderful characteristic that is wise to develop, so we don't go off running in the wrong direction when the going gets tough. That's where lots of us go when we don't know what to do. Think of all the jokes about corona weight gain, solitary happy hours, and countless minutes down the rabbit hole of online videos and social media. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, created a program for teaching resilience. Seligman says helplessness can be overcome with optimism. At first, depression and anxiety are predictable, and we may even show symptoms of PTSD, but within a year, we have the potential to be better off than we were before the trauma. Now that's encouraging. It's interesting to Google what others are teaching on the topic. My favorite advice came from the University of Michigan website. They recommend that students dial down on expectations of others and self. They call it Give Grace. We're all familiar with the to-do list for healthy COVID survival, but a few stood out for me. 1, mourn for your life as it once was. 2, practice loving kindness. We even have a UU hymn about that process. 3, maintain a hopeful outlook by envisioning what could be, not what is. Experts agree on ways to achieve resilience and claim that we all hold the potential to be resilient, even when we feel fragile and overwhelmed and out of control. They also say it's wise to begin with owning our vulnerability and being brave enough to share that with others. So most recently, but not that long ago, I got some practice on moving forward. In 2004, I was fired from my job as a district administrator for Chicago Public Schools. Fired just 2 weeks after being awarded the Above and Beyond Award for my project, my baby, years of quantifiable success. Then sent home just like that. Confused, devastated, I wore a nightgown day in and day out for months until a former colleague dragged me, kicking and screaming, back to work. Then, in 2012, my marriage ended abruptly and unexpectedly. I fell apart again. But at least this time around, I got dressed, kicking and screaming again, but turning to my friends. Lucky them. The adversity I faced earlier taught me that no matter what, everything will be okay. My story relates to the days of COVID because it's about learning from difficulty and then moving forward with greater confidence, strength, wisdom, and compassion. It happened for me just as author Nikki Anderson describes. When I returned from that painful journey, I received gifts for my effort. Yes, this past year was tough staying home. I'm staying home, nice house, no restaurants, full belly, freezing temperatures. Kick the thermostat up a notch. No shopping, Amazon and Instacart. Deep snow, looks pretty from inside. Screen fatigue, at least I have a screen. I'm blessed with the grass is greener, thinking in reverse. I'm the one with the greener grass. This is an acknowledgement of my privilege, though I am not comfortable being a have. However, my awareness that so many have lived and continue to live in extreme hardship and suffering gives me perspective, and that is attitude gold. Perspective. Think of it, Anne Frank, 1942 to 1944, in a room behind a bookcase. Refugees around the world fleeing on foot with all worldly possessions on their backs. War veterans who don't talk about their experiences. Native Americans without clean water. Chinese Muslims in re-education camps. generations of black slaves. Joe Biden, his wife, baby daughter, son. Nelson Mandela, 27 years imprisoned. 500,000 dead from COVID-19, but no one I know personally. Being luckier than most, I am already better off. I have Sunday morning services. I live with interesting and loving people. I have friends' faces on Zoom, Julia's Saturday workshop on coping, and online lunches, coffee hour. Feeling part of the interconnected web, I have new friendships and deepened friendships with longtime acquaintances. I see more clearly that I am literally responsible for my community's health. I'm a rule-breaking middle child, but see now that it pays to follow the rules. I know that I can help others with a kind gesture. Robert Ingersoll, the great agnostic, said, "We rise by lifting others." You, my beloved community, have risen and lifted me in so many ways.
When Oscar Wilde was imprisoned for the then crime of being homosexual, he quipped, "If this is the way Queen Victoria treats her prisoners, she doesn't deserve to have any." This witticism probably did not improve his condition, nor the attitude of his jailers, but you just know it made him feel better. We affect how we feel by the way we react to our situation. It is always easy to be defeated, to say, "I can't change that," and to accept an unhappy situation. For most people, happiness is a choice. I understand that there are clinical causes for depression that we cannot change. We can, however, help those afflicted, including ourselves. Studies have shown that people who follow a routine are much less depressed than those who lead haphazard lives. Clinical observation of controlled subjects found those who ate, exercised, and rested at regular times each day were happier. By adding scheduled exercise, work periods, and leisure periods, happiness is even greater. This astounded me because I am random to the extreme, but I've tried it, and I know I am happier with a regular schedule. Within reason, I always reserve the right to spontaneity. Most of the activities that help me cope with COVID-19 are the same as those that make me happy during non-pandemic times. Service to others is an important component of my life. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Takes on a whole new meaning when you realize that the blessing received was the good feeling you get from helping others, knowing you've improved their lot. Being a conscientious person, I've always started any job I do with a search for a sound understanding of the task. The word resilience is actually a portmanteau of the words reality and silliness. When faced with an unpleasant reality, the wise person will insert some silliness into their reality, thus resilience. This has worked well for me on many occasions. Resilience is often likened to an elastic band which snaps back into shape when stretched once the external force is removed. It can be applied to those who, after incarceration, a stretch, must return to a life of their own choosing. If they aren't resilient, they may snap back into prison. That's why we need to help them find the skills and attitudes to prevent a vicious cycle of recidivism. Choosing to be happy, to be resilient during times of a planet-changing pandemic is a great challenge. Most of us cannot create a solution to a worldwide problem, but we can think globally, act locally. We can perform simple tasks for ourselves and for our friends and families. We can, as our mothers taught us, wash our hands at certain times. A list of 10 occasions to hand wash in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19 looks very similar to a list my mother gave me 70 years ago. One was after changing a diaper. Never thought of that. The one new item was when putting on a mask. Since I don't have the historical imperative in the case of putting on a mask, I've tried to relate the action to some known memories. Robert Redford, Paul Newman always come to mind as I look into the mirror and repeat, "Esta es un robo." I wear an efficient mask properly. The mask covers my mouth and nose securely. It has a replaceable liner, adjustable ear straps. It is laundered daily or more often. Most school boards recommend 2 masks a day minimum. We can wash our hands frequently. We can avoid unnecessary contact with other human beings. We can wear masks. And we can do these things with a minimum of inconvenience. We must recognize what is important and what is trivial. A cable and antenna business near where I used to live has a billboard which reads 24-hour emergency service. And right below that sign, it says, not having television is not an emergency. I've tried to apply that wisdom to my life as various interveners change my plans. Bad weather, change my plans, or change my clothes. Roadblocked, you want to know a secret? There are 4,000 miles of roads in Chicago and another 1,900 miles of alleys. Come on, try harder. You're not roadblocked, just go a different way. Resilience is snapping back to where we were, not snapping back at someone else. Or maybe we can't quite snap back to where we were, so we find another place. Before the plague, I frequented cinemas 3 or 4 times a week sometimes. Not going at first was very hard. I've now changed. I watch movies on the myriad free channels on my handheld. I cut my cable almost a year ago. I love binge watching the excellent offerings from countries all over the world. Who knew that Luxembourg has a thriving television and movie industry? Australia offers excellent cop shows and sensitive historical dramas. The film noir television offerings from France are as dark and foreboding as anything their films offered, sometimes even with the same actors. I like to project myself into the movies, not usually as a participant, but as a casual bystander. I drink an espresso, smoke a gitane or a gauloise, and watch the vicarious life roll past. I haven't smoked for 30 years, but I still remember the feeling. Sore throat, itchy ears, bad breath. What a pleasurable memory. In short, I look at COVID-19 as a new experience. Perhaps not one I would have chosen, but it is far from the worst. I have learned new tricks and used old ones. I phone friends, old and new, regularly. Cell phone calls are free on this continent and cheap as borscht in the rest of the world. I go for walks and imagine the stories that can be told by the people I meet. Dan Ryan Woods and the Chicago Ridge Mall have a subculture of non-shopping amblers. We smile at each other. We make comments as we meet or pass. We know that this COVID-19 is not the end of the world. It's changing the world, but the world needs changing. God bless.
Hello, everyone. I appreciate the worship committee asking me to do this little talk about resilience, at least from my perspective, throughout this quarantine or COVID situation. First and foremost, prayer has been a huge part of my lifestyle since I was a child. And it wasn't forced upon me. I embrace it, love it, do it all the time, all day long, short prayers, long prayers, it doesn't matter. not just for me, but for other people as well. So that's been helpful. Acceptance of the circumstances that we're in, or that we've been in, and we'll probably be in for some time, even as things evolve and get better, and I know they will. Gratitude is another, I think it's caused me to pause and really, really think about what's important to me. And I like simple things, talking to my daughter on a regular basis, and my father, and some family members. I love my work, my part-time work, and these are just all sort of like tangible experiences that I get a lot of gratification from, and I'm thankful for those things. Another thing I think was important to me, or is important to me during this time, is to try to enjoy myself as well. I know that this isn't the case for most people, or a lot of people. I've been reading a lot, watching a lot of films, doing these like word find puzzles. I don't know why I've gotten into that, but I've been enjoying that. I play piano, so piano practice is good. I'm an avid cyclist. Everyone knows that, that knows me. I think I'm up to maybe 15 bikes now. I've been cooking more. I like to be productive for the most part, and I'm watching a lot of stand-up comedy. And that's pretty much my routine. My world's pretty simple. I've been fortunate, in the financial sense, that I don't necessarily have to worry about money immediately. I sold my home just prior to COVID, so I'm able to sort of live off of that, and for a while, and then, but I can't imagine what it's like for a family of, with kids and stuff that you have to entertain them and deal with the school, learning and all that. But make it a priority to focus on you sometimes. And it sounds a little selfish, but me being a single person and not having all these other activities and things to deal with, it's probably a luxury. So I don't take that for granted, though. And then finally, this whole experience has given me a time to reflect on what's really important to me. To make plans. I think about my mother a lot, who passed away several years ago. And it's not like in a sad way, but I miss her. She was my best friend. And learning to just relax. This will pass. I do believe that we'll come out of this globally as a better human race. At least that's my prayer. That's my hope. And I think that might be all I have to say for now. Anyway, I appreciate the opportunity, and I wish nothing but the best for everyone. Bye.
Welcome to Beverly Unitarian Church. We all know that the last year has been tough for everyone. Here are some ways that you can keep yourself happy over this new year. You can go for walks. You can use your imagination. You can cuddle with stuffies. And to finish this off, you can always have fun in nature. My name is Ellen. Bye!
Quarantine sucks. I wish it never happened. But you gotta make the best of things. And in the time that quarantine has been happening, I've had time to improve on things that I enjoy, like skating. I've gotten probably a lot of time to skate, like weeks of hours practicing and getting better. And I've made a good couple of friends, new friends.
With this feeling I can leave. I'm working and I'm dreaming. Will you dare to give it all up and walk by my side? Do you see the road? Do you hear it's cold? Do you want a part of it? Just getting me above now. Just getting me above now.
Having time for yourself is also important, and I've given myself time to think and learn new things about me in that time, like my gender identity, and it's yeah. Also had time to talk to friends, and I've been playing a bunch more D&D. And had time to make things. Like I've made a cool little pencil holder and I'm working on a sword.
Elephant and Piggy. Elephant, Piggy. And what's this book called? Today I Will Fly. Okay. Today I will fly. Today I will fly. No. You will not fly. You will not fly today. You will not fly tomorrow. You will not fly next week, right? You will never fly. I will try. And then what does she say? Goodbye. You will not. She will not fly. Okay, be Piggy. Fly, fly, fly. You need help. Thank you. I do need help. I will get help. Okay, now you know you have to be here, right? Are you the dog? Do it meaner. Ah, that was mean. I did it. I flew. Thank you for your help. You did not fly. I did not fly? You jumped. I jumped? It was a big jump. Yeah, you know all the words. Okay. And look, what does she say? Bye. Goodbye.
Hello, Beverly Unitarian Church. I'm Michelle O'Connell, as most of you know, and I'm going to talk about what has gotten me through quarantine, and I say basically, so I look terrible, like everyone else does. Sorry, no offense. But really, what's gotten me through quarantine is video games. I'm like meditating, trying to reinvent yourself as a person. That's boring. Seriously, it's boring. Listen, Finn. Sorry, that was my dog. But it's video games. It's kind of funny how like ironic it is that the only way you can really socialize is if you're on like video games or on your phone. It's kind of ironic, really, but it's kind of just being able to talk with my friends online and be able to kind of just hang out again, but online. It's fun. And it's really gotten me through this time. And it's kind of important to me that this happen, or I do this because she's not dying, I promise. But yeah.
But Chase.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'm being Romeo.
You're being Romeo?
Uh-huh. I'm Romeo. I'm gonna take over.
You're gonna take over the world.
Mom, he's still little. He doesn't understand. That's what Romeo does.
Yeah.
No, he's still little. He doesn't understand it.
Fine.
What makes me paid attention while mom's in classes. I play with the pets that we have and to keep me occupied.
What do you do for fun?
And for fun, I play with the dog.
What else?
I play with the tortoise. I play with the fish. I just pretty much play with my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just lay in bed, just watch TV.
Do you like to play games?
I like to play games.
What kind of games?
I like to play the Frozen game. I like to play the puzzle game. I like to play a lot of games.
You got really good at Uno, right?
I like playing Uno.
Anything else? That's it?
Yes.
Okay.
May I be
Now is the time in our service when we extinguish our chalice. Please join me in unison words. We extinguish the chalice here that it might warm our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again. Now is the time in our service when we adjourn from service and start our coffee hour. Please feel free to join us on the Zoom link provided.